Hello, fight fans. Thanks for joining us at MMA Insider. Before we get rolling with today's news, show some love by hitting that like button and subscribing. Now let's uncover the latest happenings in MMA. Starting off, pro fighters make their picks for Islam Makhachev versus Dustin Poirier title fight. The UFC hosts a numbered event in New Jersey for the second consecutive year with UFC 302 on Saturday at Prudential Center in Newark. A lightweight championship bout serves as the main event of the card, with Islam Makhachev looking to tie the all-time consecutive divisional title defense record against Dustin Poirier, who looks to play spoiler and finally get his hands on the undisputed belt that's eluded him throughout his career. Islam Makhachev can tie the all-time consecutive UFC lightweight title defense record with a win. Khabib Nurmagomedov, Benson Henderson, Frankie Edgar, and BJ Penn share the current record. Dustin Poirier can win an undisputed UFC title in his 31st octagon appearances, the most fights in company history. Charles Oliveira holds the current record at 28 appearances. In the main event of UFC 302, the lightweight title is up for grabs as Islam Makhachev looks to defend his belt against Dustin Poirier. The majority of pros are rooting for Dustin to get the job done and become the champ, but they do believe Makhachev will be too much for him. Here's what they said. "I have to root for Dustin as an American. We also have fought some common opponents, so I'm rooting for Dustin. I'd have to give the advantage to the champ. He has been so dominant with his wrestling that I think he can submit Dustin. But Dustin is a dog and you can't overlook him. But the fan in me wants to see Dustin win. I hope Dustin, but if I was betting, it would be Islam. I'd love to see Dustin win, but I think Islam humps his leg and ends up getting a submission in the middle rounds. Islam Makhachev. But I am rooting for Dustin, and hopefully he does it by guillotine. If he does. I'd love to see Dustin win and become the champ, but I think Islam submits him. I like Dustin, but I think Islam will submit him. Islam will do what Khabib did to Poirier and just out-wrestle him and eventually get a choke. I really want Dustin to win and become champ, but I don't think it's possible. Michael Bisping rates Dustin Poirier's resume a lot higher than Islam Makhachev's. Makhachev is the UFC's #1 pound-for-pound fighter, but Bisping thinks Dustin has the more impressive skins on his wall. Here is what he said. "When you look at the record of Dustin Poirier and you compare it to Islam Makhachev's, Dustin's record smokes Islam's," which sounds like I'm being disrespectful to Islam. I'm not. Alexander Volkanovski sees Islam Makhachev reigning over the lightweight division for a while. Volkanovski fought Makhachev twice, losing a close decision at UFC 284, then getting knocked out in their short-notice rematch at UFC 294. He predicts that Makhachev will put Dustin away. I think Islam is that good where it's going to be a finish. I just think it's a hard fight for anybody, and I don't see anyone beating Islam for a while unless they catch him, right? I think it's going to be a submission finish. While Charles Oliveira doesn't think it's impossible for Dustin to score a major upset, he isn't convinced that this scenario will play out on fight night. During an interview, Charles Oliveira said that while Dustin has the punching power to shut anyone's lights off, he thinks Islam Makhachev will avoid danger. Here is what he said. "He has heavy hands and hits hard, so he definitely can knock him out, but I think Islam remains as champion." Will UFC 302 be when the diamond finally shines brightest? Let us know your thoughts on this. Thank you so much for tuning into today's video. Your dedication and support fuel our passion to bring you the latest and greatest in the MMA world. If you enjoyed today's news, please give us a thumbs up and share it with fellow MMA fans. Remember to subscribe to stay in the loop with daily MMA updates. We've got a lot of exciting news, interviews, and analysis coming your way every single day. Your engagement helps us grow and serve the MMA community even better. Once again, thank you for being an integral part of our daily MMA journey.